So get prepared. Firefighters are trying to take advantage of this weather pause. Right now, let's go live to Fox 11's Chelsea Edwards, and she can give us an update from where she is. Chelsea.
Yeah, and what a contrast. I mean, we were in this neighborhood here in the Pacific Palisades as that fire was ripping through on January 7th. Right now, you can see hardly any wind. In fact, this is the first little gust that we felt. Other than that, it has just been still. We've seen clear skies. I mean, just such an incredible contrast to the utter destruction that we're seeing every single street that we drive down. Now, we're standing on Drummond Street right off of Toyopa Drive, and I want to show you just how fast this fire must have swept through. So if we look to the left, Elliot, you can see what's left of these homes. Very little, in some cases, just a chimney. I can make out a washer and dryer, it looks like, in this home. Very little is left. But then if we pan to the right, you can see how the fire, you can see where the fire swept through. Look at these cars that were in its path. I mean, there was just no chance. This fire just came right through, torched these homes, scorched these cars, jumped the street, obviously burnt these big, beautiful trees here. I mean, these are very large, very old trees, and then destroyed the homes all next to them. I mean, this is the scene block after block after block in this neighborhood. I mean, you can kind of make out as well across from the home in front of right now here on Toyopa, that home's still standing, and there's quite a few in that particular neighborhood that are still standing, but this entire street is just decimated. As we've just learned in a recent press conference, 24,000 acres now scorched in this fire, just 11% contained, and thousands of structures have been lost. Now, earlier today, people were being allowed to come back. If they had an ID, they were able to come back and retrieve things quickly from what was left of their properties. That has since stopped. Officials say they need those resources to make sure that this area is safe first. There's too much to do. There's just too much risk. So they had to stop that program. They stopped allowing people in. So right now, you cannot get in unless you are a first responder or if you are press. And it's just because of scenes like this. We've seen downed power lines. We're just seeing destruction like this absolutely everywhere we look, at every single intersection. Now, as Adam's been talking about and as we've been talking about, this is just a lull. This is temporary, this calm. We're expecting higher winds to continue. Listen here.
This wind event is approaching us, and it's approaching us very, very quickly. I want to reassure you that your LEFD, all of our regional partners, every single agency that has come from up and down this state and outside of the state, we are ready. Mayor Bass, Chief McDonald, myself, our city leaders are fully committed to ensure that we're ready for this next event.
Now, there is a little bit of good news. An evacuation order has been downgraded to an evacuation warning. A little bit away from this area that we're standing in now. That's north of Sunset Boulevard up to Mount St. Mary's University, also from North Bundy Drive to the 405, and then from the northern boundary of the Encino Reservoir east to Strawberry Field Park. So residents in those areas are now permitted to return to their homes. That's according to the LA County Sheriff's Department. But in areas like this, where you just see scene after scene of destruction, it's going to be some time before they're allowed in. Authorities are saying it might be several days before even residents are allowed to come in. And we heard from a city council member earlier today who said she understands the need to be able to see what has happened to your home. If one of these are your homes, you obviously want to see what is left of it. You want to be able to go through and see if anything is salvageable. In a lot of cases, it doesn't look like there is going to be anything. But again, their priority is making sure that people safe. They want to make sure that people are safe when they come back to do it. And right now, they've just deemed that there's too much destruction. It is not yet safe for people to return here to this neighborhood. So that will continue, hopefully, in a couple of days. But obviously, a very long road to recovery for everybody living in these neighborhoods. And of course, a lot of fear as well as those winds kick up again. I'll send it back to you.
Chelsea, have you encountered any of those people that are desperate to go back into their neighborhoods? I understand that they've lined up sometimes for hours.
Yeah, we've heard reports of that. When we were driving in a couple of hours ago, an hour ago maybe, we came from the east on Sunset Boulevard, so off the 405, and then east on Sunset. We didn't encounter any lines. We saw some, what looked like residents who were talking to some of the people, the first responders who were blocking the blockages. There's several roadblocks you have to go through to get to the area that we're standing in now. We didn't see any lines, but we have heard reports of that over the last 24 hours or so. So that may be other entry points where people are waiting. It seems like enough people, at least, Police got the word, though, that they're not being allowed back in, and they decided just not to waste their time and wait for the official word to come back.
Yeah, I went to that region for some reporting yesterday, and there were people waiting 6 or 7 hours to get into the area. That's part of the reason why police said today, this is just not working for anybody. We've got to stop this for now, do our thing, and then hopefully get everybody back safely. All right, Chelsea, we'll check back in with you. Thank you for your reporting.